Good afternoon, my dear brothers and sisters. I welcome all of you back to my channel. I had posted a class on what nationalism is another day. Now let me talk something about education and nationalism. Can we use education as a weapon for promoting nationalism or national integration? I have told you that national integration is the process of creating a sort of oneness, a feeling of oneness, a feeling of we in the minds of the people of a country as the citizens of that country. So can we, and this feeling is known as nationalism, actually it is patriotism, love of nation, or unity, a feeling of unity in the minds of the people of a country. How can we create nationalism, or how can we promote nationalism? By using education. Is it possible? Of course, it's possible. I feel that it will be possible only by education. Or education is one of the best weapons for inculcating the value called nationalism in the minds of our youngsters. Let's look. Through educational institutions, we can teach our students history of our country. Just as in the case of secularism, teaching of history will be useful in the case of promoting nationalism as well. Because we had been divided into different provinces before the arrival of Britishers. Actually, Britishers came to India not for capturing the power. They might have even dreamt that they would get the power in India. They had just come for some business. But when they reached here, they realized that they could easily get power in India because India had been divided into different provinces which had been ruled by different kings, and they had been fighting with each other. So when we teach history to our students, they will realize that when our ancestors were divided on the basis of provinces, they were defeated by Britishers. But when the people of India were united for getting freedom, we got freedom. And this feeling should be conveyed, or this message should be conveyed to our youngsters at educational institutions. And then before entering the next point, I may tell a story. Actually, this is not an imaginary story, but this is a real life incident. During the freedom fighting days, one day, a boy threw some stones at British policemen, and he was caught by the police, and he was brought to the court. Then the judge asked him, "What's your name? Kya naam hai tera?" He told, "Mera naam Azad hai." My name is free. Actually, his name was Chandrasekhar. After this incident, he started knowing as Chandrasekhar Azad. So he was a boy. He was a boy, and when he was asked his name, without any fear, he told, "My name is Azad, free. Because I am free. I am not your slave. I am not a slave of Britishers." If you teach such stories to your youngsters, they would get some excitement. Their hearts will conspire to do something for their country. And this excitement should be created in the hearts of our youngsters. So the second way which you can make use in your educational institutions to inculcate the value of nationalism in your youngsters is to teach the stories of great people. I mean freedom fighters, or the great people who have fought for our country without thinking about their personal interests. And another method or another instrument which you can make use in your educational institutions for promoting the value of nationalism is teaching some literature, teaching some literary pieces which convey patriotism, some poetry which tell about love of nation. Just like I told, or just like I recited a poem written by Mahadevi Varma, "वो दिल नहीं है पत्थर है जिसमें स्वदेश स्नेह नहीं है." I told this one in the Malayalam version of Nationalism. He wrote, "वो दिल नहीं है पत्थर है जिसमें स्वदेश स्नेह नहीं है." The heart which has not got love of nation is not heart, but it's a stone. So such literary pieces should be taught. Poems written by Rabindranath Tagore. And such poems and stories should be taught at educational institutions to promote nationalism or to inculcate the value called nationalism in our youngsters. And nowadays we are going for tours, educational tours. But we are going some tours just for time pass. Instead of organizing some tours just for time passing, you can make your students visit some national places, nationally significant places, such as some places where some freedom fighters were buried, their tombs, and some other places which has got some national importance. So just conduct some tours to such historical places which tell us stories of great people who had brought welfare for our society. So organizing some tours to some nationally important places or historical places. And similarly, when we organize some tours, then you can organize tours to other states, and it would give your students a chance for mingling with people from other states, people from different cultural backgrounds, people who speak different languages. And similarly, teaching the national language also will be helpful in promoting nationalism. Okay, we have to love our own language. India is a country where you can see social diversity. So to teach a single language is not practical in India. But we can learn our mother tongue at the same time if we teach national language. Actually, Hindi is a linked language in India because different states have got different languages. So sometimes a person from one state goes to another state, sometimes he may not be able to communicate with the people of that state. So there may be a communication gap, and this communication gap may be creating some problem. So for avoiding that, at school, we have to teach national language. Nowadays we are teaching national language, but we are teaching national language just for passing in the examination. No one, I think most of the people are not able to speak in national language even after completing 10 or 12 years of studies in that language, because we are teaching national language just for passing the examination. Instead of that, we should teach spoken Hindi to our students. Then they will be able to communicate in national language. Then they can communicate with the people of other states in our country. Then it will be helpful in inculcating the value of nationalism in the minds of, I will tell, in the hearts of our students. And then you can have some exchanging programs. There should be some understandings between universities. So some universities in one state should send their teachers to a university in another state. So this exchanging program will be helpful for teachers to know about different culture, and such teachers can come back and teach about different culture in our country. So it will also be useful for promoting nationalism in our youngsters. So education can be used as an effective instrument for inculcating the value called nationalism. Thank you very much.